When countries face internal pressure, their international partners are often forced to make quiet but important choices. Today's video looks at how China is positioning itself as Iran experiences political uncertainty, not through intervention or ideology, but through calculation and restraint. This analysis is based on an article published by the Brookings Institution, written by Ryan Hass and Allie Matthias, both researchers at the John L. Thornton China Center. Their work offers a useful lens into how Beijing manages relationships with politically sensitive partners, and what that tells us about China's broader foreign policy approach.
Iran matters to China for several reasons, but it is important to understand the limits of that importance. From Beijing's perspective, Iran is primarily valuable as an energy supplier, a regional actor in the Middle East, and a source of strategic balance in a U.S.-dominated international system. At the same time, Iran is not a core partner for China. It is one relationship among many, not a pillar of Chinese foreign policy.
In 2021, China and Iran announced a 25-year comprehensive cooperation agreement covering areas such as energy, infrastructure, and trade. At the time, the agreement drew significant international attention, but as the Brookings article points out, the reality has been more restrained. Implementation has been cautious, gradual, and far less dramatic than early headlines suggested, reflecting China's preference for flexibility rather than binding commitments.
As Iran has faced internal protests and political tension, China's response has been consistent and measured. Beijing has emphasized stability, sovereignty, and non-interference, avoiding public criticism while also avoiding deep political involvement. This approach allows China to maintain relations with Iran's leadership without becoming directly associated with internal governance challenges.
A particularly important insight from the article is how China would respond if Iran's political system were to change. Haas and Matthias suggest that Beijing would act pragmatically, focusing on continuity rather than loyalty. China's priorities would be to protect energy access, preserve economic interests, and maintain regional stability, regardless of who governs in Tehran. In short, China would seek to manage the fallout, not escalate the conflict, reinforcing the broader pattern of strategic caution described in the Brookings article.
The China-Iran relationship reflects a broader pattern in China's foreign policy. Beijing tends to avoid formal alliances, minimize risk, and prioritize economic interests over ideological alignment. Rather than taking sides in domestic political struggles, China positions itself to adapt to outcomes.
In summary, China's approach to Iran is calculated, cautious, and flexible. It is less about defending a regime and more about managing uncertainty while protecting long-term interests. This case offers insight into how China may respond to political instability elsewhere in the world. How do you view this strategy? Is it a pragmatic way to engage globally, or does it create new risks? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments.